know that 4 a.m. actually exists? You might be thinking, hey, is that how you become successful? I don't know. I just film at 4 a.m. because my kids aren't awake. You know the feeling. Let's make some coffee. Coffee does the body good. First of all, I just want to welcome you to the channel. So if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Hey, I just want to give a thank you to all who tuned into the first video. So if you haven't seen it, please stop here, go back, check it out, and kind of see the intro, what this is going to be about. But it turns out that a lot of people may need this. I thought this was just going to be for a few guys, but hey, let's go. But hey, I'm going to warn you, this isn't a lazy river, okay? Life ain't just going to come to you. So grab your paddle. It's time to row. All right, take it to the office. Okay, so we're gonna go over our first lesson today, and that is gonna be something I've been asked a lot here recently, and that is what to do with the second stimulus check. So if you've already received it, going to receive it, or if you haven't even received your first one, we'll go over that here in a second. But what you do with your stimulus check can mean the difference of being stupid with your finances or actually doing something smart this time. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, well, if you've been living on a rock, you might as well just stay there. It's probably a lot nicer than what's been going on out here. But for the rest of us, if you just received your stimulus check, like I said, or going to, let's actually do something smart this time. All right, so I have a little demonstration kind of what's been going on, so let's check it out. Okay, so check this out. At the end of 2020, Congress actually got together, well, you know what that means. And they actually provided a second stimulus check for millions of Americans. So a lot of people are questioning, like, how do they do that calculation and how does this affect a family? So let's check this out. So you got a beautiful sunny day here, beautiful home, awesome family. Say what's up, family. Okay, so you can see this family actually receives $600 per person, bringing the total, you guessed it, to $2,400. But let's see what this family actually ends up doing with the money. And you can see this family actually starts piling up boxes as if they're trying to barricade themselves inside. And who do they give their money to? This gentleman right here. And if you can't tell already by his ID, this is Jeff Bezos. He's the founder, CEO, and president of Amazon. The dude is very well off. He don't need your money, okay? His company's doing just fine. He's taking care of everybody, okay? At the most recent time, you can actually see this gentleman is worth $181.5 billion. And yes, I did type that correct. billion. So what should this family have actually done? Well, let's check this out. This family should have actually taken the money, gone a little trip here to where? You guessed it, the bank. So with this check, what this family actually needs to do is take this check and split it up, putting 10% into savings, 10% into their investments, and putting 80% to their debts. Easy, right? All right, so I know that video is super cheesy, but it gets a point across. As I mentioned, Jeff Bezos is doing fine. He does not need your money, okay? So he actually probably wouldn't care what you do with this stimulus check. And in fact, let's do what it was really meant to do. So like I mentioned, 10% of it needs to go to savings. If you do not have a savings account, well shoot, it should be illegal for a bank to open up a checking account without it being paired to a savings account. Savings to me is almost more important than the checking account itself. So you must save, whether you're trying to build a house one day or even buy a house one day. If you want to go on a family trip, you want to start saving for Christmas, you have kids accounts that you want to save for. Heck, even that rainy day account that we used to say was enough to have 3 to 6 months of expenses, I start recommending now we need to have 9 months to a year of your expenses.
So what you can do, a simple calculation, is take all your expenses in a month and actually multiply that by 12 or 9 months, and actually you'll see how much you really need to have in a savings account. And if this pandemic actually taught us anything, is that we are greatly unprepared for a tragedy like this. And like I mentioned, 10% of it needs to go into an investment account. So investing is so crucial to your future wealth that actually deserves another video in the future. But Einstein actually called compounding interest the eighth wonder of the world. And that is what happens when you invest, when dollars work for themselves. A lot of you always ask, how do the rich stay rich, or how do people actually become wealthy? Allowing compounding interest, putting money away, letting it build on top of itself. It's like a snowball. And if you've ever seen a chart of compounding interest, I'll throw one up. It just takes off, and it does what none of us can do with our money. But the greatest thing about compounding interest is that it's passive. You do not have to do anything. And in fact, it works when you're sleeping. And that's the beauty of it. So we'll talk about that another video. But for the rest of it, so you have 10% in savings, 10% in investing, 80% of it needs to go to paying down debt. So I know most of you, your credit cards or debit cards have been screaming. The numbers are probably worn off. The plastic has already turned to liquid. So now's the time to let's start paying everything off. And if you don't have a credit card, you do not have any of those type of debts, start paying off your car, start paying off your mortgage. Let's get to the point where you do not have anything tying you down. Because if you want the fastest way to get a boost in your income, it's paying off debt. So let's say, for instance, you have a credit card that is eating away $100 a month in interest. Wouldn't you like to have $100 more in your pocket every month? Fastest way to get an increase in your pay is actually to pay down debt. So thank you for tuning in. Second stimulus check has probably already entered your account, is going to enter your account, or like I mentioned, it probably will in the future, unless you are living under a rock. They don't know where you are. So with the second stimulus check, it's very crucial on what you do. So don't be stupid. Don't give it to Jeff Bezos. Let's save, let's plan for the future, and let's get back to square one. If you haven't received your check, I'm going to link some websites in the description below. Make sure you check those out. That'll help you get your check. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Comment down below. But always remember, please subscribe. Please like the video if you liked it, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.